What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's your friend Will. This is the Memory Lapse, and boy do we have a new one for you today. So, kind of surprised at the lack of Wilderness Reclamation in the topic over the weekend, talking about it with our friend of the channel, Zealand, who's been on some early episodes, etc., if you're a long-time viewer. And what's the best shell to fit Wilderness Reclamation in? We're kind of bemoaning how in the Bant shells you get very all in on the Nexus plan. You don't really have good ways to win. You know, we saw one player in particular splashing for Expansion Explosion off of Gift of Paradise only as a way to win, in addition to Teferi. But those strategies really were exploited over the weekend by the amount of blue-green base mid-range decks that had things like Disdainful Stroke and Negate in the sideboard, as well as Crushing Canopy. So people were prepared. So how do we get around that? Because this card is obviously extremely powerful, if not borderline broken. So this is kind of where we ended up chatting back and forth throughout the day. There's like a Niv Mizzet control shell that looks to interact, so kind of inspired by how Todd Anderson was playing his Wilderness Reclamation deck with actually a lot of interaction, but instead of trying to flip an amulet and triple copy an explosion, we are just trying to stick in Niv Mizzet, which is uncounterable, untap all our lands, and then protect it with things like Dive Down and Ionize, and go off. Like, if I don't know how much any of you have played Wilderness Reclamation, but I've definitely noticed there's games where you get into a kind of a tough spot where you fight, and on turn 4 or 5 you resolve your Wilderness Reclamation, untap, and then you don't really have much gas left. So Niv Mizzet allows you to take that big untap after resolving them and turn every card in your hand into a cantrip. And a lot of them are already cantrips, so now you're drawing 2 or maybe even 3 cards off of them. So yeah, that's kind of the theory. So we're really only splashing green for Reclamation and Growth Spiral. And I even trimmed a Growth Spiral to not be so heavy committed to green because I didn't want to play the full 12 check lands. So we're only playing 8 check lands. We're also going to try 1 Firemind's Research instead of, like, this could either be the 3rd expansion, the 4th Niv Mizzet, the 3rd Lava Coil. But this card does seem like, with all the mana that you can create, it will help you keep going. So we're just going to try 1 in the main, and then 2 searches, which might honestly be on the chopping block, because we're not trying to find Nexus every turn. We don't really have anything game-breaking other than an expansion to find. But still, I mean, the card advantage that you can get when you flip one of those and have a Reclamation in play is quite good. So let's just try this out in Traditional Constructed. I'm pretty excited about this deck. I played 1 game with it last night and beat up on a Hero Precinct 6 Esper deck, stabilizing on 1 in the 2nd game, just completely owning their board with Niv Mizzet triggers, countering their Mortifies. So the game plan worked out really nicely there. Alright, I think we can keep this. We have double opt. Get the lands we need, the colors we need. Organic cynic sounds. Not nice to listen to early in the morning. Alright, we'll take a hit off the Llanowar Elf. There's a chance we want to double opt here. And also represent maybe a counterspell of some sort. Guess we can take that. And yes, we can definitely take that. Alright, so let's just coil this. It's out the way. And next turn we're going to be playing Wilderness Reclamation with Ionize. Chemister's going to site up. hopefully it's going to be good enough. Give us our untap trigger, please. Thank you. So the way we can actually do this is we can Growth Spiral first, put the Hinterland Harbor into play, and use that to play the Ionize. So we can have it all. Take 5 here. Huh. I guess we Chemisters. Use up all the mana. So, I'm not sure this counts as an ability, but we're going to find out next turn. So our objective this turn is to pretty much just Growth Spiral and maybe Chemisters or Ionize, but we're going to take another 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? No, wait, main phase, I think we want to do this. Put the Steam Vents into play, have access to the mana. So we get to untap with it. Actually, we can do it with that. This means we're shocking ourselves next turn with the Niv Mizzet. Oh, no, we're not. Okay. So we'll see what they try to resolve here. Guildgate. Maybe they're on a kind of a budget. I think we don't need to counter that. I think we want to save this to stop a Conclave Tribunal or something. I probably should have held that for Niv Mizzet, but it saves us 2 damage. Here's where we find out if these triggers count as an ability or not. My guess is they don't. If they go to pump this or anything, we'll Ionize. Oh, it does count as an ability. But this is going to be not too big. Alright, so let this hit. We can Growth Spiral to take out one of the tokens. I think we just kill them on the next turn. Yeah. Guess we just go face. Yeah, they saw the writing on the wall there. So against this deck. Oh. It's like they did not want to try for a game 2. I think we would have looked to bring Cannonade there. Probably take out Dive Down. Probably I don't know. The Ionizes, their deck seems slow enough that actually the Ionizes were good. Playing that fair 4-mana 4/4. I think we've all been there trying to make that card work. Another good one. So if we can survive, and I think we'll be able to survive. We get to play Reclamation into Insight, and then hopefully do anything good from there. Alright, so I think we'll save ourselves with 3 damage here. And we need to find ourselves some shocks. Alright, not too surprising. Another removal spell will be really good here. Growth Spiral. Alright, as long as we don't get burned out here. Ooh, that's good. Or as long as they don't have double Wizard's Lightning that they can shoot at the Niv. We can get this G2 Lava Rancer off the board. Graveyard. Alright, set this in their upkeep. That was a mistake. Shoot. Actually, I can just do it here. It might be too late. Yeah, ideally I would have kept the dive down and not played the land and then Chemistered. Not concede, excuse me. Alright, so we hit them for 5, ping them for 1, so they go to 18. From 5 is 13. This is 1, 2, 3. Plus 1, 2, 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So that puts him down to 6. This is 1, 2, 3. So as long as we hit something reasonable, we can win. On the spot. As long as we hit land into second chemisters, we win. He says stop in the end step here. Alright, preferably a land that doesn't potentially kill us. Alright, we got there. Even just in the end step, we get there with the double chemisters. So we killed him from 19, thanks to the extra mana from Wilderness Reclamation. Which is way more damage than we could have done just floating and floating. To try to play an expansion. So this kill is actually goldfished faster than I think a regular expansion kill can. Yeah, all it took was a Niv Mizzet attack and 4 Chemisters insights. We got him. So probably against them, we can keep the dive downs. Probably can ditch the searches. Ditch the research. I'm thinking we want any amount of interaction, even if it's not ideal. I kind of want the negates. Huh. Oh, I thought we had 25 land in this build. Maybe we can trim 1 dive down. I mean, Negate's just going to be better, I think. It's cheaper. Beacon Bolt might be a little expensive. Just like that. I think this is one of the first times we paired against mono red in these queues. People were so against playing it this first week or so. Oh, we do have a shock. We have a lot of blue sources in the deck. There's one of them. Similar play pattern here. Just gonna look to shock something, look to bounce something. Whoa, scary. So they skewer us here. I'm gonna shock it now. In case they have a Wizard's Lightning, I just don't want them to cast it for cheap. Unsurprising. Oh, and they get the haste here. It's a little annoying. Alright, same reasoning. And we'll try to opt for land number 4. So we're taking another 2, another 4. Wow, they drew all their Lava Mancers. And we crashed. This game, so many fucking effects. Always during these crazy graphical effects, you can see this halo around the avatar. This thing crashes. Pretty weird. We had to hurry, so we were in the early stages of that turn. Looks like we're probably losing this one. Time not used. It's their turn, okay. So we're at 8, they have 3 more cards in hand. We need to opt into like Fiery Cannonade here. Or land. Spiral doesn't do it. Land. I don't think we can kick it. I think we need to try to go Spiral and hit land, and then run our lands to get Niv Mizzet down. So much hasty damage. Yeah, we could just be dead here to like 2 cards in their hand. Well, now we give them the win. Risk factor. That whiffed. Expansion, unfortunately, does not redirect the effect. Yeah. Alright, I mean, that's not too surprising, considering how it played out, with them having all the extra haste damage. I don't think it makes us want to change anything. I guess the only thing we want to change is the number of sideboard cards we draw. And being on the play is huge here. Same play pattern. May consider shocking his turn so I can shock and grow Spiral, but it depends on if we draw a land. Alright, I'll take 1. Could be a mistake to let them light up the stage here. 2 dead cards. Probably makes this matchup unwinnable if you draw multiple dead cards in the first few turns. Alright. Make them shock us if they want to spectacle again. Just say their hand must be pretty bad. Maybe we'll catch a break here. Wow. Looks like we are. Alright, almost caught a break. Let's main phase Chemisters to find a land drop for this turn. Wrong color in terms of using the shock, so hopefully they don't like just rip a bunch of hasties. Tasty hasty. Alright. So I feel like we have the potential to win here, since they brick twice in their frenzy. Yeah, so they go like double burn spell here and we draw. We're in a decent spot. Wow. That's the 6 damage we didn't have to take. And that's their whole turn. And we get to do it again with dive down protection this time. I think I just do it now. Because I probably win. Oh, yeah. There we go. We don't have the Reclamation play, but we probably had close to lethal, considering we had a shock in hand. Cool. So 2-0, we beat a red deck. And we beat up on, oh yeah, the budget green-white player who didn't want to keep playing. So yeah, that's it for this one. I think 2 wins in a row is pretty nice. I hope you enjoyed. The deck feels really good. We haven't gotten to play with some of the... We haven't gotten to try the research yet. Really haven't gotten to get a search into play to see if that's worth it. All 3 of those cards are on the chopping block, so I definitely feel like in that red matchup, even having like more Lava Coils would be good, just more points of interaction. But hard to say, and I would even consider a 25th land too, because I thought I had 25 in here, because 24 in Growth Spiral is a little greedy. So maybe there's a build where we just cut the Growth Spirals and do it at 24. And hope that the velocity of Opt helps us get there, but it's all things for consideration, and of course you can post your opinions below in the comments. And if you feel so inclined, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to me, and follow the Twitch for streams, which usually occur sporadically on the weekend, unannounced, but you know, if you want to check them out, you gotta follow to get the alert. So yeah, that's it. And we'll be right back with the second set of games.